The earlier runs of the plastic generation featured many Beyblades that were easy to break due to the emphasis on design rather than durability. By the second season, the durability slowly improved. Not only that, but the V2 line housed some of the best stock Beyblades that were ever released in this generation. But V-Force featured a specific release that involuntarily cemented itself as one of, or if not, the most fragile Beyblade in existence. Hey everyone, this is Driger and Dranzer and welcome back to another video of Beyblade Explained. Now before we get started, consider hitting that subscribe button, it will be greatly appreciated. To start things off, we're not going to be focusing on recolors, but rather normal releases, as there have been instances where recolors ended up being a bit more fragile than its main counterpart. If you haven't had a clue already, the Beyblade that is considered to be the most fragile in existence is none other than Uriel, simply because it's notorious for shattering into pieces when used in battles. Uriel, also known as Ariel, is a balance type Beyblade that first appeared in Beyblade V-Force. It is owned by King and was released via the Core magazine as a limited edition exclusive. There are many different versions of Uriel, such as Capricorn Strike G, which featured the engine gear gimmick from Torch Pegasus, and Walborg 3, which we'll cover later on in this video. So why did this have such a big problem compared to other releases during its time? Well, this suffers from none other than the infamous gold plastic syndrome. What's even worse is that not only the first one had these issues, but the second one had just the same, if not much worse problems. It was to the point where several people feared assembling it due to how fragile the gold parts were. Gold plastic syndrome is a phenomena where gold colored plastic is deemed to crumble and break easily with very minimal force. This is fairly common in the Transformers community, where various models have been shown to break without any significant force being applied to. Now keep in mind, this phenomena has been around for quite some time, with some of the earliest cases dating back to the 80s with the Generation 1 line. Although gold plastic is a main culprit, Transformers Wiki also states that other metallic colored pieces have this effect. It's just that the first case of this phenomena was discovered in gold plastic. Till today, the main cause for this issue hasn't been completely solved and still remains a mystery. Now, as for competitive viability, I'm literally saying that virtually every single part of this Beyblade, with the exception of the weight disc and performance tip, is unusable, as all the plastic parts are gold. Even using the parts separately in different combos would still be too risky. As mentioned previously, Uriel 2 also had the same problems as its predecessor. Now for a little background info on this Bey, Uriel 2 was released as a prize Beyblade from Random Booster Volume 8 on September 2002. Unlike the first one, this had an actual appearance in the anime, debuting in episode 42 of Beyblade V-Force, titled Fortunes, Dear and Dire. Compared to its predecessor, its attack ring known as Neo Crosshorn had a much more aggressive design, which in turn produced greater recoil and smash attack potential, but the downsides are that it had less durability. However, I did read instances where other people have mentioned that launching it quite hard and even assembling it also causes it to break easily. For instance, in Ali Cat's unboxing of Uriel 2, as he was assembling it, one of the clips from the blade base broke. That's how fragile it is. So to sum that all up, Uriel is basically unplayable and should only be used for display purposes, unless you're rich. However, you can still battle with this Beyblade. Takara released a black recolor as an event exclusive, although this is quite rare and difficult to obtain, while Hasbro released their own version of Uriel, which was rebranded as Walborg 3. It doesn't suffer from the same problems as its original counterpart due to it not having metallic plastic. So I guess we just have to commend Hasbro for taking this approach. You saved our lives and money. If you prefer not to buy the recolor due to specific reasons, then the only option is to modify the combo entirely, by either using a wider weight disc such as wide defense to reduce the contact being made onto the attack ring, as well as using a different blade base. For instance, you can use Dragoon V or V2's base as it has similar properties, but as mentioned before, there are still risks with using this approach. Although known for its poor durability, it's still a beautiful release and I do wish I owned one. I would probably get the Hasbro version instead so I can make battle videos with it, rather than leaving it on the shelf to collect dust. Now I would like to just give a massive shout out to the international first generation Beybladers community on Facebook, as they helped in gathering info for this video. If you are a huge fan of the original series, then I highly suggest you to check this group out. I've been a part of this growing community since the start of this year, and it's definitely been an awesome experience. I'll leave a link in the description below if you are interested. Thanks for watching this video and hope you enjoyed another episode of Beyblade Explained. As always, see you in the next one, take care.